Okay. My name is Ian. I talk in circles and my mind works like a figure eight, so if you think my points are unfinished, just wait. Don't worry, I'll come back to them. Each day is a wave and I am the shore, feeling... Sorry, let me start over. Each day is a wave and I am the shore, breaking more with each failure, measuring up less than before. I find myself feeling like less than a man. I feel like I'm failing as a father, a fiance, and as my own person. How do I make it stop? This medicine just isn't enough. Every time I hear the word bipolar, I shirk the thought of those who would define me by my disorder. As if a college education could possibly help you understand the war that is waged day in and day out. This war eats me like a disease, going deeper than my bones. How much of me will survive? How much of me is left now? Will today be the day I teach my sons the value of friendship or a new four-letter word because I was born without a filter? Will today be the day I let my rage get the best of me and make a mistake that I can't undo, or will my impulsive thinking and unplanned actions get my ticket punched and it be the day that my sons start growing up without a father? Each day I lose myself, I find myself, and I try to swallow a bunch of shit that I can't stand. This disorder infects everything: when I sleep, when I wake up, how I think and how I feel. They gave me 5 minutes to give you my life, to show you the reality of the disorder. So if you're sitting there thinking that one day it will go away, then you're wrong. Because it won't. But you learn to live with it. You learn when your medicine kicks in and when it fades and you feel normal again. You learn that those dark thoughts that cross your mind are intrusive thoughts and not the real you. But learning to understand where your disorder stops and you start will be your own journey. Your journey starts with admitting that there's a problem that just can't be solved. There's only managing. Starting to think that can off before this was a bad idea. There's not much understanding, nor is there much comfort in finding the right dosage of some medicine that makes you miss the night cries of your newborn son. It's crazy how fast your regrets pile up. To think that I was robbed of my son's cries when most people could live without when bringing home a baby. But to me, I was robbed. Maybe I did something to deserve this diagnosis. Maybe I earned it sooner rather than later because one day I would become an asshole anyways. Maybe I was supposed to learn a lesson to share with you, or maybe I just got dealt a shitty hand. Regardless of how we got our disorders, we have them, and they certainly aren't the end. But they aren't the beginning either. They're somewhere in the middle, because if you're sitting here tonight and you've been diagnosed, your journey has officially started. You have to choose now. Will you manage your disorder, or will you let it consume you like a fire without a fight? Will you push through the pain, the anger, and self-hatred to find happiness, or will you give up? There's a life to be had even with this disorder. You just have to choose it. You have to fight for it every day. Every time you feel that rage start to boil beneath the surface, you have to choose happiness. You'll fail and you'll feel regret, but you live to fight again tomorrow, hoping and wishing that it gets easier, and sometimes it does. There's no shame in a mental disorder, but the world says they understand, but they have no fucking clue. The same people who say they understand use my word to describe the changing weather as something trivial, not realizing the stigma they attach to me. Each day I fight to keep my head above water. I fight to tell myself that it will be okay. My life has been about struggles and addictions, much like I'm sure yours has too if you've been gifted a diagnosis like mine. My mother knew as a child that I was different. My emotions were like wildfires flaring up from nowhere and dying just as fast. I found myself feeling overwhelmed with emotions I didn't understand for reasons I couldn't explain. With every hateful word I said sticking around like stale cigarette smoke in a room with no air, every mistake I make doing things to people I love that can't get done, it's like baking a cake, mixing all the ingredients and then trying to separate them, except this one tastes like shit. There's more to me than my disorder. There's more to me than the mistakes I've made, the scars I carry on my body, or the ink that decorates my skin. Visible or invisible, I'm a walking book about a man who faced an enemy as a child with words he didn't understand, with emotions he couldn't control. I'm not the diagnosis, and I'm not the poster boy, I'm just me. I'm fighting the same war I was 15 years ago, and I'm no closer now than I was back then, and honestly, this is as close as I'll probably ever get to solace. I'll probably never stop fighting myself, fighting my disorder, and fighting back my demons. The only way to get through this is to make it personal. to refuse to be given the shit into the stick and just accept it. You have to fight even if you don't understand what you're fighting. You have to dig down deep and fight it within yourself to keep on when your mind keeps saying give up. And to the people who are sitting here trying to love somebody with a disorder, don't give up on them. Love them for who and what they are and accept them for who they're trying to be. But more than that, hold them close. Because even though they smile or they laugh, they hurt and they cry. They long to feel normal and accepted because this world is dark and it's hateful and it feels lonely when you lay down.
You can do it.
Keep going.
Love them in a way that you may not understand. Don't hold grudges when they lose themselves.
Love you, buddy.
Keep going. What?
Thank you.
You got it.
Awesome.
Don't hold grudges when they lose themselves momentarily.
Do it for people that
Don't hold grudges when they lose themselves. Fuck.
Got it again.
And for God's sakes, forgive them when they ask for it, because to drop your guard and ask for forgiveness for something that you felt was out of your control is something you will never understand. Don't write them a pass and let excuses relinquish responsibility because they have a disorder, but encourage change, embrace the ups and downs, and just be there for them. Be there when they're manic, and be there when they're normal. Manic, depressed, or pacing the room, just be there. Give them a shoulder. This disorder is hard enough, and you just can't do it alone.
Right on.
If you fight hard enough, you will find a groove, and this disorder won't feel so powerful. You won't always win, but you can win some. You just have to choose to fight. You have to fight with everything you have because you deserve it. You deserve it because every regret, every scar, visible or not, is your ticket. You've earned your right to sit at the table. You've earned it for every time you fail.
I know.